Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for this practice, this breathing practice, specifically designed for people who have emphysema or lung disease. I'm really looking forward to getting started, but before we do, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so you get a note every time I upload a new video. Thanks for joining me. Let's get started. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today for this video where we focus on breathing exercises specifically to help people who have lung disease or emphysema. Now I know that the problem with with lung disease and emphysema particularly is that we don't exhale completely, so that some air is left in our lungs at the end of an exhale. And I liken this when I'm in my class with students to having a drink of water by your bed. And you might drink a little bit of it before you fall asleep, and the rest of it sits in the glass, a half glass of water on your night table overnight. And in the morning when you wake up, that water has been sitting there all night, and there's like little bubbles on the side of the glass like it's been deoxygenated, and it's like stale water. So when you want to have a drink of water, you're going to toss that water out and get yourself a fresh glass of water, right? Similarly, when we don't exhale completely, the lungs hold a little bit of air that's been deoxygenated. It's full of carbon dioxide and the other waste that leaves our body through our lungs. And when we take another breath of fresh air in, it mixes in with that stale air. So no matter how big of a breath of fresh air you take in, it's mixing in with stale air, and that will always be less effective in delivering oxygen throughout your body, leaving you feeling breathless, leaving you feel like you're always needing more. So when we do these exercises, I want to focus on the exhale, really making sure that we exhale as much of the air out of our lungs. And then we'll find that a big breath in comes in very easily and naturally. But to begin, I'd like to find yourself seated on your mat or on a cushion. Actually, it doesn't really matter. You can be in a chair. You'll find eventually you could do it standing. What's important to me is that you're comfortable and that you can sit comfortably through these exercises. So if that means getting onto a chair or sitting in a different way, then by all means, go ahead and do that. I'm seated on the floor right now, or on the ground. Um, what I want you to focus on is bringing your hips right down into the mat evenly. So you're not leaning to the right or to the left or forward or back. And sometimes before I start, I even just spend a moment or two rolling around on my hips, purposefully bringing myself, listing my weight from side to side, front and back, so that when it's time to come to center, it's really easy to find my weight centered right down on the two sits bones I'm sitting on. Next thing that is important is that we can rise up out of the pelvis, that the spine is very tall and straight, rolling the shoulders back. Now, I know for some of us, it's really hard to sit on the floor and it's difficult to sit up straight and find yourself maybe like you're feeling like you're falling back or the spine begins to round. If that's the case, go ahead and get in a chair or sit on a cushion. Make sure you've got a nice tall spine. A lot of space in and around the rib cage helps us to breathe deep and easy. So to begin, I want to spend just a moment noticing your breath as it is, without trying to change it in any way at all. So let your hands rest anywhere that's comfortable for you, on your knees, in your lap, wherever is comfortable, so that your shoulders can be rolled back and down and your arms can just drape out of the shoulder socket. Shut your eyes, and to begin, we won't try and change our breath at all. We want to just notice the breath. Notice everything about the breath. You can begin by noticing the quality of the air, the smells, the temperature, how it feels as it's entering your body, how it feels as it leaves your body. Does the quality of the air change as a result of having been inside of your body? Notice where your breath goes when it enters your body. Do you breathe into your chest, to your ribs, right down into your belly? There's no right or wrong answers here, only what is. This is a chance for you, a moment for you to get to know yourself a little bit better, to become more familiar with your breath. Now we can begin to manipulate the breath. So begin with a nice deep breath in and a long, slow exhale. Inhale again, in to the count of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath in. It's a big breath in. And exhale to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold yourself empty. See if you can squeeze another puff of air out. And then inhale, big inhale. Air will come rushing in to the count of 4. Hold that breath in. And then exhale to the count of 4. I'll let you count yourself now at your own pace. Hold yourself empty. Push another bit of air out, another puff, and then a big inhale. Hold yourself full, and a long, slow exhale. Hold yourself empty. Squeeze a little more air out of your body, and then big inhale in. Continue at this pace. Inhaling, holding the breath, exhaling, holding the breath, squeezing a little more out, and then returning to the inhale. Continue with this cycle at your own pace. Maybe you only want to count to 3, or maybe you want to count to 5 or 6. That's up to you. Just focusing on completely emptying the lungs of all the air, in them before you inhale again. Now I'm going to suggest that to start, you do this 5 or 6 times, maybe working up to 10 or 12, and then return to a normal breath. So when you're ready, you can return to this normal breath, not trying to manipulate your breath in any way. See how you feel. Has your breath changed in any way? Do you breathe deeper? Does it feel different in any way? Then when you're ready, you can softly open your eyes. And the breathing exercise is done. Now, as I say, you can do this whenever you want, wherever you want. Um, you don't have to be seated on your mat. You don't have to be getting ready to do yoga. So you can do this while you're waiting for the bus, or waiting at the doctor's office, or when you're sitting at home getting ready to make a cup of tea. Any time you've got a couple of moments, you can do these breathing exercises. Um, take them in a way that feels good for you. Make those inhale and exhales. Keep them equal in length, but make them as long as you like. And repeat the process, repeat the breath as many times as you like in a row, pausing to return to a normal breath. And then you can come back and work on your breathing again. So I hope this helps. If you like this practice, leave me a note in the comments and hit the like button. I'd be really grateful to hear from you. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.